episode 917. Welcome to the show, everybody.
We're happy to have you here.
Oh, Adam did say, you guys need to be more animated at the beginning because now...
Wow!
I know!
What?
Rude.
Us? More animated? Are you kidding me? If I were any more animated, I'd be Saturday morning cartoons.
He's like desensitized to us, maybe.
Yeah.
But he was like, these are going to on YouTube now, and they're like, he's trying to make them really nice, and he's like, you got to capture people's attention in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And so
well, we hope we got you.
Razzle dazzle, everybody. It's episode 917. Hope we hooked you. Now you're stuck with us.
Yes.
How's Louise?
I'm doing so good. I'm currently at my friend's house, coming at you from a different location.
Yeah, you are in a jungle.
She had a little family emergency and needed somebody to watch her dogs. And I said, I got you. And she lives in a jungle. She is the ultimate plant lady.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now I get to live
like in the pandemic, I remember I followed the hashtag Jungalo.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
on,
yes.
Instagram. And
yes.
It was the whole scene. And it looked very much like the place you are right now.
Yes. She goes, sometimes I think I have a lot of plants, but then I go on Instagram and there are people who are worse. So
it's nice.
It's
Do you
so
think,
nice.
like, does she have any of those, like I get wine flies because I'm a boozer, but like, does she get some of those from the plants?
She's done a really good job of pairing the plants. There are plants that will ward off certain bugs and certain herbs that will. Like she planted mint, a kind of mint that will ward off spider mites. Mm-hmm. And so she does a lot of that.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
a lot
she
of
has,
like countermeasures.
Yes, countermeasures. And then, what are they called? They have a really cute name. Beneficial bugs.
Oh, that's
I'm
really
like,
nice.
that's adorable, and I love alliteration. So yeah, beneficial bugs that you sprinkle in that kill all the other ones that we don't like.
Yeah, and I like a reminder that the reason why you have to say that is because all the other ones aren't beneficial.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sick of those guys. That's the only part about summer I don't like is like, I'm putting DEET on me like 24 hours a day.
Oh my God. Have I come on here and talked about the tick fiasco?
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
I love a fiasco.
Oh, okay. I really didn't talk about this.
No.
Huh? Okay.
Because I am very tick aware.
You would... I know, because you informed me of ticks, and I when I was at your house, and you said that they were there, and I'm like, oh my God, this is a thing. So then I went and I bought these like tick remover that I just keep on my keychain.
Me too.
So I'm like, I don't want any ticks on me. Okay.
Yeah, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So always be prepared. ABCs. No, always be something. P. A.
A, B, P.
A, B, P. Anyways, you get what we're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going camping with the girlfriend. We go to our campsite, and we're at this little like campgrounds where we're driving around like picking out a perfect spot. So we pick this spot, and then we go down to the station where you like pay for it and everything. And, go to get that spot, and they say, oh, sorry, that one's reserved. But we have these other three right here. They're really great. This one is really special. It's the most private of all the campsites. It's got like a bunch of like brush around it. And so it makes it feel really secluded, and it's a really great spot. So we go there. We're like, oh, yeah, this one's nice. We'll take it.
And they said, and you were like, what's it called? And she was like, oh, tick den.
Right? Pretty much. So then we, get to the site. We, get out of the truck, and to the left, like 2 feet off the trail, huge pile of elk. And we're in Estes Park, which is where they have the elk, like mating and calving. And
like elk
there
everywhere.
Are signs everywhere.
Oh my
that are
goodness.
like, this is elk breeding grounds. This is elk. Like they are all around. Don't approach.
Dang.
They have what they call a rule of thumb, which is where you have to stay far enough away from an animal to where if you stick out your thumb and cover it close one eye, you can fully cover the animal with your thumb. That's how far away safety is.
They are. I mean, park rangers are the cutest.
The cutest
shit like that.
Rule. And I took pictures of all the signs. I am like, everything is adorable.
Right.
It's so cute. I'm like, I am going to totally be one of these volunteer like rangers who walks around going, rule of thumb. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Please. So we know like the elk are there. We get out. The elk droppings 2 feet to the left of us.
Oh
Elk
my
droppings,
God.
4 feet to the right of us. We are clearly in the middle of a game trail, which super exciting and fun. We're thinking this is really cool. We're going to park our car right in front. So when we wake up in the morning, we can like see them come right through. That'll be super cool.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Lovely.
Yeah.
So then we go on a hike and everything. And on the hike, my girlfriend says to me, do you think we need to worry about ticks?
Oh my God.
And I go, no, I've never seen one here ever. Like, I think we're fine. Should be no problem.
They're like microscopic.
We get back to the campsite. We're chilling. We have a glass of wine. We're sitting on a rock, lounging. I look down at her leg. Crawling across her leg is a motherfucking tick.
Yeah.
And so then she flicks it. Now, of course, I think it's on me. So it's like, they're everywhere. So then I'm like, I got to find it. I got to find it and kill whatever you just flicked.
Oh, Sarah.
So then I go to try to find it. And as I'm looking to go to try to find it, she goes, oh my God, your feet. And they are crawling on my feet.
Oh, yeah. They're everywhere.
I'm freaking out right now.
Sarah, we have to remove several a day from ourselves.
Susie, she asked me, like, have you ever seen a tick before? I said, maybe. My answer, we were just talking about this on the trail while we were hiking.
I'm sorry.
Then she says, have you ever seen, I said, no, I've maybe seen 2 in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see any. We saw 6 in a period of 15 minutes. And
it's terrifying.
Then my brother and his pregnant fiance roll up with their dog.
Oh, no.
Who are like, oh, we're going to join you guys.
Oh, my God.
And roll up to the campsite. And we go, so here's the thing.
There's an infestation.
There seems to be. We're in like Tickville. Luckily, so we move.
Do you not pack DEET though in your bag?
No, I did, but it was like hot middle of the afternoon, not a time where usually I pull out the DEET at about 4 p.m. is like, okay, now we're going to spray up.
So the skeeters.
Yes.
Okay.
I never have seen a tick, never worried about that. Now,
wow.
I'm never, ever not spraying myself down.
Crack of dawn, I'm putting that shit on.
Good thing is we found out they are not deer tick. They're the different kind of, they're called a brown, I don't know, like Rocky Mountain tick or something like that. Doesn't carry Lyme disease, so no problem there.
But still disgusting. You don't want it burrowing in your skin.
Disgusting. I went from never having seen a tick like crawl on my body, just on other people, to then like being desensitized to them by the time this little hike was over.
You were inundated with ticks.
Yeah, we moved to a new site and everything was fine.
Those creatures, because, we are always practicing lacrosse now out in the grass. So every time we come in, there are several we have to get off of us. Yeah. It's disgusting. And not me so much because I am a DEET, enthusiast. But Lincoln and Adam, it's like fucking forget it.
Yeah.
One time, Adam had a tick on his dick.
A dick tick?
A dick tick.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And did it already burrow or did it was it chilling? It
was still visible. Okay. And so we could just pluck it off.
Oh. Ow.
It's
Ow.
We
did thorough checks. And then even after we go home, I was like, take off your clothes. I'd like to check you.
Yeah. This is like your thing now.
Yeah.
I just need a quick tick check.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of them are so small that you really have to be aware that they can look like I feel like they're everywhere on me now. Yeah, you really have to be careful.
Ugh.
I'm sorry that happened to you. I like that you called it a fiasco, and you were right about that. It was. Yeah.
And then we changed spots, but we were like, I don't want to go back all the way down to the ranger station. It'll be fine. Well, then another family rolls up and is like, a couple rolls up and is like, we reserved this spot.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
And I was like, oh God, now I got to go tell him the whole thing. So I gave him the spiel and I was like being real dramatic about it. I'm like, there were ticks everywhere. We got a pregnant lady with us and we don't want her to get Lyme disease. And this little biatch in the front seat goes, well, there's no Lyme disease here. So that's ridiculous. And I'm like, well, you get the point. It's still disgusting. And so she was
this your pitch of like why you shouldn't have to move?
Yeah.
You were like, it's horrible, so let me stay here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, we have no other option.
I can't
find another space. And it did work. And then she said, okay, we'll go. Well, the husband said, okay, we'll go let the Rangers know and we'll find another spot. So they did the hard work for us.
Fuck that guy. Fuck him and his wife. I hate them.
I did too afterwards. I was like, that was too rude the way she did it.
It was rude, Sarah.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. I'm like toning it down, but she was rude in her little like, me. It was like, you get what I'm fucking saying, lady.
You know what isn't rude? That's how great Honey Love is. Oh. And they're amazing.
Absolutely.
Shapewear.
What is rude is the inner chafing that my thighs get when I'm not wearing my Honey Love.
Yeah, man. And it is like freaking wedding season. You're getting all dolled up. You're going to prom or whatever the heck. And you're looking cute. And then next thing you know, you're on the dance floor and you get the thigh chafe. And you think, why didn't I wear Honey Love shapewear?
Right. Oh,
so,
I hate
don't be that person. This stuff is super high quality, super supportive. I wear the leggings constantly. Their sports bra is phenomenal. You will love it all because it's flattering. They have clothes. They have stuff that goes under clothes.
Yeah.
They got you covered. And they have a deal for you, which is even better. Here's the scoop. Treat yourself to the most comfortable shapewear on earth and save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/braincandy. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/braincandy. After you purchase, they give you one of those, surveys. They ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Experience the new standard in shapewear with Honey Love. Yes. I'm glad you made it through that camping misadventure.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Good. All right, let's dive in, shall we?
Let's do it. What you got for us today? Let's cook
Okay, well, lots. Oh, I do have a couple updates.
Okay,
which are
I love an update.
Brain Candy updates, because we cover so much and things change over time.
They sure do.
You remember when I was campaigning to have Pete Rose in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yes, I remember this.
Despite his gambling and betting on his own games.
Right.
And he claims he only ever bet that they would win. And we were in agreement that, like, that's a great bet.
Right.
You're betting on yourself.
Right. We like that.
Like, he was trash as a person. Like, he's just crude. I think he, like, probably was inappropriate with women. All kinds of things we don't love.
Like that.
But he hit more home runs or whatever the heck, or more hits. He got more hits than anybody else, and his record still stands. And they were like, we won't let you in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I was like, fuck you, baseball. It's a museum. Like, cool your jets.
Right. Everything in a museum is problematic, in case you haven't heard.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard about museums.
Right. And colonizers.
So they did a documentary about him, and I love the documentary. And in it, he was like saying, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to die, and then they're going to try to put me in that darn Hall of Fame, and I want to enjoy it.
Right.
Well, he died, and now they're going to let him in the Hall of Fame.
No!
Yes!
He was right. That's fucked up.
It's so weird. They've changed their rules. That is weird. They decided if you're dead, you're eligible. No matter what you've done, as soon as you die, you're eligible.
Right now. Tell me why that makes any damn sense.
Why does that make... They claim that once you're dead, you're of no risk to ruining the brand of baseball or tarnishing the sport. And so then, okay, fine. He's like, you're impotent.
I'm sorry.
Isn't that the dumbest thing you ever heard?
That makes no sense.
Which is it? Is this about character or not?
What is it? Because you really think somebody in their last 5 years of life is going to like go out there and...
Oh, right. When he was like 85 and barely
That's when he's going to turn it up? Not when he was playing Major League Baseball?
I think what gets me is that they claimed all that time that this was about, maintaining the character and sort of like the people in the Hall of Fame shouldn't just be good at baseball. They should also be models of integrity and things. Well, now you're telling me something else. You're telling me it actually was about the brand of baseball, the MLB.
Right.
And not about... role model bullshit. Okay, moving on. So that's the update about Pete Rose. Also, weirdly, I was promoting the episode where we talked about the Napalm Girl image.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
And in so doing, I found an article from this month that said that there was a documentary that was made. I can't remember what it's called, but it basically argued that the guy that is taking credit for that image for the last 50 years didn't actually take it. Oh. And that they did an investigation and found that it's true that this, I think he was a Vietnamese photographer who had taken it, sold it to the Associated Press for $20.
No!
Yeah. And then the Associated Press gave credit to their own photographer instead.
Oh, man. That photographer has got to be dealing with some
explaining to do, though.
Yeah.
Because he knows he didn't take it.
Oh, that is kind of fucked up. You're taking credit for one of like the most moving pieces, like photos.
Pulitzer Prize winning.
Okay, you accepted Pulitzer Prize and you didn't even take the fucking photo.
I mean,
That's
he was
disgusting.
there, so I guess one could argue that he thinks he took it, but when they did the investigation, they saw like what camera was used, the angle, where was the photographer, where was this photographer. They were like, oh, he couldn't have probably gotten that shot.
Do you think he's told himself, like lied to himself enough that he believes it? Wow,
I do.
Okay.
And
that can happen.
And it's like now his whole identity is this image.
Oh, jeez.
And
is
it
he still
sucks.
alive?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And that's really shitty.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know what will happen, but I mean, not the Associated Press, but like sort of whatever like, you know how there's these like Getty images.
Yeah.
Whatever the one is where this photo lives, said like, you know, we want to make it right. We want to give proper credit to this person. It's like, okay, great that you should, but we're talking about 50 years of loss of revenue.
Right.
And praise and glory and whatever else this other guy got.
Yep.
You can't give that reparations, you know?
Oof.
So there's that update. I'm really full of great news today.
That's like a regret feeling, but for that like I don't know what else you do in that situation. Part of me is like, how else was that photo going to get out?
I think it's fair to have sold it, even if it was for $20, but they should have given proper credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, or maybe credit to both if you must. But like, I don't know. I don't know whether I'd have to see the documentary, but I don't know whether the real photographer was sort of like, hey, I took that, or whether he just accepted the loss or what.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Was he Pete Rose? Was he like, squeeze me? I don't know, but I know I would be mad.
Yeah. Ooh, good update.
Yes. Okay. There is a documentary on Netflix about 9/11.
Okay.
It is called Turning Point, 9/11 and the War on Terror. It is dry as dry can be. I mean, it is.
Okay.
But I think it's a must watch, so do with that what you will.
Yeah.
It's several episodes. It was, in my opinion, gripping because we've all seen all that footage. Every September, we see the same thing. Right. It begins with a video I had never seen of the first tower getting hit. I've only ever seen a video of the second tower getting hit with like the plume of smoke from the tower one and then the second plane going in there.
Yeah.
So it begins with this footage where that's new to me. And then what I found compelling about it is that they are interviewing all the people that were hunting for Osama bin Laden for 10 years and what that process looks like. And it, first of all, makes you really appreciate the work of like the Justice Department, the CIA, the FBI.
Yeah.
And and competency in government in general.
Yeah, that's important.
And I was not a fan of George W. Bush. It made me long for the days of George W. Bush because wow, these guys were serious. Especially the ones that are doing like the everyday work of where is this motherfucker? And Sarah,
I don't even know where you'd start with that.
What if you did watch it, what will blow your mind is in this age, even then, of like cameras and digital surveillance, and you can imagine what the government has access to.
Of course. Right.
The top of the top stuff. And they use all that, and it's important, and it does get them to the next point. But a lot of what it came down to was fucking analog, just sort of like, I'll give you an example. Once they finally started to think, he might be living in this house, right? Like they know somebody of importance is in this house, and they start watching it. Just every day, all day. Who's coming? Who's going?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, there's 2 families in there. They have some kids. The kids go to school. The kids come back. And then they start watching what clothes are being put out on the clothesline.
Very smart.
Okay, well, we know the kid wore that. Very smart. We know this kid wore that. We know this guy wore that. Well, there's a 3rd family that they realized from what clothes are on a clothesline.
That is good.
So then they're like, okay, there's another family. We still don't know who he is and who is in this family, but let's watch. And then there was this guy that would come out of the building each day, and they would just watch him like aerially pacing. They called him the pacer. And then they measured his shadow. From
smart.
The sun's coming here.
How tall he is.
How tall he is. Well, that's about how tall Osama bin Laden is. And then they measured his gait. How he walked. And then they got footage of him walking. And just stuff like that. That's
old
not
school
technology.
No, it's old school gumshoe. Eyeballs. And that's like.
And I'm like, holy shit. And then they bring in the SEAL Team 6. And these fucking badasses. They built a simulation of the house. They deconstructed it every day in case any planes were flying over. Wow. They went through this 100 times. We're going to fly in and they didn't know what the inside looked like. So they created a different one each day.
Oh, wow.
A different construction of the inside of that building so that no matter what it looked like inside.
Wow.
These guys are heroes.
Yeah.
But you know what the saddest part is?
What?
At the end of the damn thing, you have all these people that put their whole life into it. And most of them are women, by the way. Most of the people doing the investigation of like, where's bin Laden are women.
I think that's an important thing to note because I did not picture that in my head.
Yeah. And they're like moms and stuff.
Whoa.
And the one mom was like, I was putting together this video of like my son graduating high school and like all the things from his life. And I didn't remember most of them. Like that's how much you have to sacrifice for something like this.
That's sad.
And at the end, she included, were sort of like, it kind of wasn't worth it. Like, we got him, but his mission was accomplished. He ruined, we spent trillions of dollars. Right. We are a divided country. We fell for it. We are going back to like, not equal rights, which is what bin Laden wanted. He didn't want women to have rights.
Right. Oh, God.
And it was sort of like, all that was like, for what?
Well, damn, I don't like that.
It was brutal. Because I didn't see it coming either. I was like, USA! You know, when they catch him and Obama comes out all big dick energy, being like, we got him.
Yeah.
And I remember that day and feeling like, fuck you.
Right.
And then they were like, but by the way, like, why? Who cares?
Oh, there's that regret feeling again.
You know what I don't regret?
What?
Taking Nutrafol.
Oh, absolutely not. You know, in fact, I just had dinner with a girlfriend, and she's been talking to me about it for so long, saying like, should I start? Should I start? I was like, you know what? Here. And I just gave it to her.
It's like the first one's free.
Yeah.
Like a drug dealer.
I totally did, because I'm just like, trust me, you're going to love this, and you're going to be ordering some.
Everybody's like, yeah, you should probably take this if you're experiencing thinning or the feeling of hair loss, and like,
because it starts from the inside. You know, it's not. Don't waste your time with the oil that you're going to put on your scalp. It's
oh my God, that's what cracks me up.
It does crack me up.
Fools on social media being like, I've got it, and it's like a potion they cooked up in their bathroom. But this is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. Anything truly worthwhile takes time and effort, and with Nutrafol, you'll see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair and less shedding in 3 to 6 months. I have seen it for myself. Mm-hmm. Everyone that I know that's used it has been so happy with it. My sister just got it. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BRAINCANDY. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. I mean, pregnancy, hormones, all
medication.
That stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, I do recommend the 9/11 one, but it's not like one of these making a murder or whatever.
Right. I didn't imagine that one to be like that.
Yeah, it's more like just the work. It's so good. Okay. How last week we talked about, the longitudinal and studies on happiness.
Oh, yeah.
That we've sort of compiled. Here's what we know. And it's all this stuff we've talked about on the show a gazillion times.
A million times.
And then funnily enough, I saw this article this week that is more delightful and more of a surprise of items that this person compiled from having interviewed experts over a lifetime that I think are fun because they're easy to remember and they're more of a surprise, like a novelty.
Okay, I love this.
Okay, so the best advice I've ever heard for how to be happy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and they've interviewed ER doctors and health and wellness experts and neuroscientists and all this stuff. So then they put this little list together, and it's so cute. The first one was start a weird ritual. And it's memorable because the example they give is that in their family, this person does Happy Meatloaf to You, like the birthday song, but they sing it about meatloaf, and they do it every time they're going to eat meatloaf because meatloaf's kind of boring.
That's really, really cute.
So these sort of everyday blah crappy things like eating meatloaf, you could turn into a fun, stupid ritual for your family. And so you could sing Happy Meatloaf to You. Or, whatever.
It could be anything. I always have Mexican food at the same Mexican restaurant that I love after camping trips. And it feels like a fun ritual.
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. And then the next one they said was hang out with younger people. Couldn't agree more.
But not 21-year-olds, right?
You could do whoever you want, as long as they're younger than you.
Okay, hang out with younger people. Okay, that's good. I got my brothers.
But the caveat is you have to shut up because old people fucking never shut up, including me. And you have to ask them questions and be genuinely interested in the answers.
Okay, so not just come from this place of I'm going to teach the young people what I already know. And I don't know.
You would be great at this, and I know a perfect inroad for you because you do this in your mind already. You are always looking at young people's clothes.
Always, always, always.
Right.
Always.
You'll be
and I want to talk to them about this.
Yes,
I'm guys, this is what we're doing. The youths are wearing, they're back to butterfly clips, guys. And I just go and I just look at what they're wearing. And sometimes I go, can I take a picture of your outfit? Mm-hmm. And they let me.
Yes.
They love it.
They love it.
They give me poses.
That's the real joy of it, is you are giving the gift of attention to someone. And in my ethos, attention is a sacred gift.
Yeah. And they're giving me the gift of good outfits.
Yes. And that's sacred too.
It sure is.
I went to breakfast last week with my childhood best friend, Leah, the one that had the chocolate factory.
Yes.
And she brought her daughter, who's about 15 or 16.
Okay.
And my God, poor thing. It was like bright and early too. Like I think we were there at 7.
That's
or
early.
whatever. And she would not like to be there at 7.
Right.
And I was just like, tell me about your skincare routine.
Yeah.
She's got all I cared about. It
Yeah.
was like glowy and perfect and dewy. And
I want to know about music.
Brush over it. Right. We want details, right?
I want to know.
You want to know about music?
Yeah. Clothes, music.
Skincare.
And makeup.
Boys,
and then
dating.
I want to know about, no, I don't want to know about dating from them. You want to know about their dating?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm interested in that because it's messy. Hello.
Oh yeah. And like,
this is why I love reality.
Teenage boys in a digital age, forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fun to know about.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like where I need to go, like where, again, I go back to clothes. I'm like, where are the kids shopping these days? Where are we shopping? Where are we buying clothes?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Where are we getting stuff?
What are we doing?
Because sometimes they're like new things that like all of a sudden everybody's like, ooh, I'm into like vintage Carhartt. And I'm like, okay, I can get,
Why didn't you tell me?
I got this. Hang on, let me go into my closet. Let me dust that off.
I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing, and this is something you and I do, I think. I mean, we also do the reverse, but it is spread positive gossip. So, like, if someone's a fucking badass, cheerlead.
Spread positive gossip. We totally do that.
We also spread shitty gossip.
Well, we're just equal opportunity gossipers.
Yeah. But, hey, if somebody's, like, crushing it, be like, yeah, I love this, and they're doing great, and you should pay attention. Next one, do a mini version of your favorite vacation activity.
I say this to clients all the time. This is like an actual, somehow this comes up in therapy so often where, you work with somebody for a while, then they might go on a vacation and then they tell you, God, I love this vacation so much. I had such a great time. I love the version of myself that I was on vacation. And then we talk about how to bring elements of that version of you or what that vacation was like back home.
Mm-hmm.
And what can you do? Like, say every morning on the vacation, you do a crossword puzzle and drink your coffee at the, buffet breakfast. Well, then find a corner of your house where you can drink coffee and do a crossword puzzle in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It just like tells your mind like, this is kind of vacation-y.
Lincoln and Adam were just talking about how when we went to Hawaii years ago, for some reason, for them, one of the best parts was the breakfast buffet.
They are, because we're all the same.
It's the ADHD component.
We love it because it's like I have all the options and I could go back. And if I forget something or realize that I didn't have like,
no regrets.
I forgot. No regrets.
Just go get
there
it.
are no regrets at a breakfast buffet. I should get that. I want that on my tombstone. No regrets at a breakfast buffet.
So true. And Adam was like, you know what? I think like I really loved how you could just try different juices.
Yeah, I'm so with him.
And I can't relate, but I do know that it had a big impact. Like they talk about it all the time. It's been years. And so that is something you could create in your life.
Yes.
We could get croissants. We could get juices.
Yeah.
I mean, this is replicable.
You could do like a little mini vacation breakfast buffet.
Oh, I should actually do that.
That's actually really fun. I mean, I've said that like for birthday. Susie.
I am doing this and I'm going to be mom of the year because of you.
You're because of me. What did I just do?
Said it.
Well, okay, but I mean, you set me up. Yeah, definitely do that. Definitely. Go out and get all and the juice. He's going to love that.
This is going to be amazing.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
But that's what the point of this article is. Look
how
happy we are.
Create happiness. And it hasn't even happened yet. We are genuinely so happy right now. I can feel it.
Right, because that would have an impact.
Yes, I'm also a little bit jealous.
I know. Why are you here? Okay, next one is cherish the everyday, but this is like the same idea. And it's about reframing and saying, like, instead of saying, I have to go to the gym, you say, I get to go to the gym.
I like that. I like that.
But it takes work to do that. Like, you have to intentionally say shit like that. And that's a harder one.
I think another way that you can do this that I am trying to do now a little more in my life. You know, we've talked a lot on this podcast about quality, not quantity of stuff, of things.
Yeah.
You know. And so I'm trying to add some whimsy maybe or some fun to those normal mundane things that you do. Like if you're going to brush your teeth, maybe get a cute fun toothbrush or like you're in a I know it sounds
That's
silly,
why we have the sticky eyeballs to put on fruit.
Yeah, you take something regular and you make it like I'm going to do the fun thing. I'm going to go a little bit extra. I'm going to do a little bit. I'm not just going to get the basic one. Yeah. It feels like it adds a little fun in my life.
We're important people though, Sarah, because this is something that even though we would have to remember and think of it and all that and do it, it's so much easier for people like us than it is for like your regular person. They have other gifts. That I don't have. But we're real good at making fun.
Oh, yeah.
From nothing.
We can make fun from nothing. I think that probably came with, like, that was how we survived.
Yes.
You know, in different ways. Mm-hmm. I had two little brothers that I had to like, okay, guys, we know there's chaos going around us, but let's make this fun. And so I would just everything turn it into fun. You know, my mom was very much like that. She was like,
she is like
very childlike, and she makes everything fun.
I have never been with Sally and not had fun.
Right. That is so. It's in my genes.
Yeah, and that's a thing that not everybody has. It's harder for some people who are more serious.
We can't
and
keep
we
our
need those
schedule
people.
Straight.
Yeah, we need those serious people, but we have a gift, and so we're lucky. So
we're sharing it on here. Oh, God, we have so many fun things. Can I just take a little pause to talk about how excited I am about our trivia?
Oh, you?
By the time this airs, we will already have had our very first trivia. I'm just so excited because this is how we're bringing more fun and the things that I like to do. I was telling Susie, I missed hosting trivia night. I used to do that. But I also love doing the podcast, and I can't do both. I can't do everything. I can't have 1,000 jobs. No. So this is a way for me to still have the fun of hosting trivia and getting to like play all those fun games with people and give out prizes. I love giving out prizes.
Yes.
So if you want to play along, you need to go check out our YouTube. You can subscribe there and you can play along. We do this on Thursday. It's going to be
live, and you can just like play and win if you answer the most right. And on our website there's like a countdown and stuff. It's real cute to it. So if you just want to go to thebraincandypodcast.com, you can do it there. But like, it's so cool. Like it's our thing, man.
I know. I'm just so happy. I've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, we're too blessed to be stressed over here.
Too blessed.
Save her life like an astronaut. This is about like, you know, getting perspective and being like, when it's rainy out, who the fuck cares? It's so awesome to be here on Earth and like to whatever. And then finally, this last one was fun, which is listen to Cher, because Cher gave this person the best advice, which was, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter.
Yes. I'll give you what it might even be sooner than that. Like, you know, that's my mom used to say that all the time when I was married too. She would say, if you think that you're not going to be mad about this in like 5 days, don't bother
really
bringing
scaled
it
down.
I know, she sure did.
And she's probably right.
Yeah, she is right. Because I would go to bed and I'd be like, I don't even fucking care about that. It's not even worth it to argue about.
Wow.
You know? So if it doesn't matter in 5 years, and that's even better, because that takes a lot of things to, like, oh no, I scratched my car. Oh no, I, you know, can't go on this trip that I wanted to go on.
Well, you can be like, it sucks.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're not going to allow yourself to have the emotions. It's just go through the tunnel and don't get stuck in the middle of the tunnel.
Don't get stuck.
You know?
And you know who can help you do that is BetterHelp. And this this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Yes.
And all good therapists can help you navigate all that. In fact, Sarah and I had an incident recently that I've messed up something with our work. And it was consequential. Like I was worked up about it. And I'm texting her. And like we had to work through it and really get to the point where like, kind of like, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
And that's hard to do sometimes.
Yeah.
But a good therapist, and thank God I work with one, can help you do that. And BetterHelp has tons of great therapists, and they specialize in all different things. So whatever you're struggling with, stress or grief, or you just need someone to talk to about what ifs, they got you covered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can get someone like Sarah's Sherry.
I love Sherry so much. Oh, I found such, and it's great because if you feel like you don't click with your therapist at first, they will allow you to, they make it really easy for you to just switch therapists and find a new one. And you want to find one that does
and normally that's the hardest part of the process.
So they make it easy. They've got this huge data bank, and then they give you options. Like, so you could read through them, like, who do you think would be a better fit? And I think that part is the difference between being successful in therapy and maybe not being successful.
Okay. And as the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/braincandy. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/braincandy. Okay. Moving on. I love those little tips, though. It's a good reminder, all that stuff. Okay. I thought this was kind of cute. Smithsonian Magazine did an article about a study that was done training parrots to use video calling to call other birds.
Stop it right now. Those things are too smart. I'm sorry. This is a terrible idea.
Does it make you worried?
Absolutely it does. Because it doesn't make me worried that they're going to take over. It makes me worried that they're going to be fucking annoying.
Basically, they took these bunch of birds and they were like, okay, we're going to teach you to video call. And then their owners would monitor it. And so anytime the birds got either disinterested or aggressive or whatever, they would end the
like
call.
Birds.
Anytime they got birdie,
right.
They would end the call, and the max amount of time was 5 minutes. And they found that almost always that these birds were going 5 fucking minutes, and they would have to end the call. Like the owners be like, that's enough. So these birds were like psyched out of their minds to be talking to another bird. And some of them learned new skills from the other bird, like flying.
Out of town.
I swear. Foraging, flying, how to make new sounds.
Wait a second. They chit-chatted. They basically did bird
and they were
BetterHelp.
like, look what I can do.
They are like, okay, guys, if you go outside and if you do da-da-da-da-da, then the birds went out and did it?
I don't know about went out. But I think they're in cages.
But like duplicated the other birds.
Yes. Yeah.
But not in their behavior, just they talked about it. The bird didn't see it. He just talked about it. Like they changed their behavior. Okay, what I'm saying is like, did one bird mirror it? Like, did they mirror it, or are they chatting about it? Because if there was behavioral change with just chatting about it, my mind is blown.
Sarah.
Am I wrong?
This never even occurred to me. Like, I don't know what I thought, but I wasn't like, wait, are they actually talking?
Well, what else are they doing?
I don't know, because it didn't say. It just said, this is a direct quote. It said, Some of the parrots learn new skills from their virtual companions, including flying, foraging, and how to make new sounds.
Okay, so how did they learn that?
I have a follow-up question.
Yes. Flying. Did the bird say, hey, watch this, and then he flew? Or did the bird say, let me tell you about my flight the other night. If you take 4 steps and then you leap, you'll get better. There's
no way it was just chirping. It had to be demonstration.
That is more, I'm like, okay, I get that. We put a video up. They watched the bird. They mimicked the bird. They can't tell the difference between what's on a screen and not. But if it's...
Yeah, they
just had a phone conversation and behavior changed. That is parrot better help.
They should make it just audio then instead of video, so we know.
I need to know.
The video call is what's throwing us.
But maybe oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine birds from another tree that you can't see doing their little call, because birds like communicate and they say like, rock, rock, danger.
You know what though? Because, it's hard to know. Right. Because they do have a little language. It said that they did like want to show another bird their toys and stuff though. So maybe it's more demonstration. Let's hope so. Okay. And then these like 2 old guys, old weak birds, became real close, and they started calling out to one another and speaking in English, hi, come here, come, hello. And then they were like best buddies.
Oh.
And then they measured like the ones that got the most, that called the most birds.
Yeah.
Because they could pick who they were calling. Like they had the 15
so like the
other
Brady
birds.
Bunch, like screwed.
Totally. So they could choose which bird to call.
I have to see how this experiment is run. I really do.
The ones that called the most parrots, would also get the most calls. So this is a lesson for all of us about like how you have to put yourself out there.
Yes, you can't be the friend who just waits around until your other friends text you.
Yeah, like this is about reciprocity.
You got to reach out.
Yeah,
you got to reciprocate. Got it.
Okay. So then here's the thing.
This is very funny to me. Call Mike. He always picks up.
He's got nothing better to do. Yeah. What bothered me is that in the article, it was saying that like they were psyched out of their minds to make these video calls basically because birds are social animals and they're lonely in these darn cages.
I could imagine. And
the articles did not say, why the fuck are you keeping a pet bird when they're...
I don't think we should have birds. That's a crazy thing. Of course not. That's a really crazy thing. To say this thing that has the whole entire sky and flies everywhere... I'm going to put you in a cage.
Yeah, it's like Shamu.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I heard a terrible story about whales. And have you heard this? I think it's in France. There are 2 whales that are currently trapped at an aquarium that was closed because it's like set to be shut down and there are no more guests, no more visitors.
Yeah.
There's no more money to and they were supposed to be transported to Spain, but then something happened where that transportation fell through. So now they are trapped in a aquarium that is basically falling apart and going to like decaying, and nobody's even coming to visit. And the caregivers are running out of money and everything because they've shut down. There were like laws passed to not have, like performances like
so what are you gonna do with them?
But what are they gonna do with them? So now they're stuck there.
Well, that's terrible.
And there are these aerial shots that are so sad. They're like in this, it's turning green with like algae in the pool that they're in because that's
terrible,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And this is what I'm saying, that whether it's these whales at fucking SeaWorld or your parrot, ma'am, at home, those guys don't want to be there.
Yeah, because I don't think you could domesticate parrots like that. I don't think parrots are like, and I think
they bond with their owners, but I think they would prefer to be in a fucking tree outside.
I know they would. Of course they would. Why? Yeah. Why? Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, okay, great. Like we can let them video call or whatever, but like that's a sad story. That's like inmates being allowed to call their loved ones, essentially.
Oh, and they didn't even... What was their crime?
Right. What are they guilty of?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Poor birds. I do love how they sound. Oh,
Do
man.
you?
I went down a rabbit hole one night. I probably watched 3 hours of bird call videos. So that's where I'm at in my life.
How is that possible?
What do you mean?
Why? For what reason would anyone do that?
To learn the bird calls in the Rocky Mountains. And
Oh, no.
yeah. I know a
You mean
chickadee
so
sounds
you can
like
identify them.
cheeseburger.
Did you make that part up? Like
No,
the
that's the
word?
mnemonic device, or that's like what they say.
Okay.
Like you can note, you can.
What else
It
did
sounds
you learn?
like it's saying. I'm trying to think of some. Oh, it's the one I was interested in was the mourning doves because they sound like owls. You know.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I like it. I got real into it.
I could do
Woodpecker
without
noises.
the bird song. I could. I love birds, but like, shut up.
Oh, it's my favorite part.
Like, we get it. Like, for a second, I like it.
Okay, this is really interesting. So, to some people, the sound of birds has a calming effect because in nature, birds are silent when there's danger around.
Yeah.
So it sends signals to your brain that says the environment is safe when you hear bird sounds.
Evolutionarily, I should like it.
Yeah, because
But
it
I'm
says,
just like,
"Don't worry,
shut
your
up."
environment is safe." And
Except,
I
like,
get
I'm
that
the
from
danger.
it. Yeah, quiet, pot and pan.
So it soothes you, even if it goes
totally
on and on.
Totally soothing, except unless there are parrots outside my tree.
Right. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Okay, I'm just saying, I don't think these birds are happy.
Have you ever known anybody who owned a parrot?
I guess I've known them. Yeah,
I don't
people.
think I know anybody who owns a parrot.
Yeah, I know. I've known bird owners.
Yeah.
And they're always women and they're always quirky.
Yeah.
I don't know any male bird owners.
It could go that like guy who walks around with a parrot on his shoulder and wears like not Tommy Bahama. What is it? Where's he? What's the Margaritaville?
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett style parrot on his shoulder guy. That's a thing.
Although I feel like the birds are like the snakes for women. Like men get snakes in like terrarium pets.
Okay. I could see
Birds
this.
tend to be like weird celibate women.
And every now and then you have the crossover where like the woman gets the snakes.
Yeah, or vice
and the man
versa.
gets
But
the
no
birds.
offense if you love fucking birds or terrarium pets. It's just I'm talking in generalities here.
Yes.
And it did say that on these calls, sometimes the birds would even get attached to the owner of the other bird's owner.
Oh.
Or, excuse me. Yeah, the other bird's owner.
The other bird.
Because birds do enjoy people. It's just that they probably should be allowed to fly around.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. When we use the term clipping your wings as like a metaphor for keeping you trapped,
Totally.
you shouldn't do that to anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got another bird story.
Oh, okay. I love Suze. You know I love an animal story.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, this was in the New York Times, and the headline was something like, "Who is stealing the pigeons from New York?" And I thought, well,
What?
this I got to hear because
I
why the
absolutely
fuck
have to hear.
would anyone want to steal a pigeon? And just a friendly reminder, when I was 20 years of age, I was dating a man named Timothy John Beggy from MTV's Road Rules, who bought me 20 gifts, one of which was a pigeon from a company called World of Pigeons.
Oh my God. What did you do with the pigeon?
Well, I made a mistake because it was a homing pigeon, so it comes back, right? Well, I'm pretty sure World of Pigeons only has one pigeon. And as soon as you let it go from your home, it goes back to
World of Pigeons.
whence it came. Yes. And I'm pretty sure then they sold it again.
Oh my God.
Because I was like, oh my God, it'll come right back like a boomerang. Like, what am I thinking? I was 20. And it did not come back.
That's a logical thought.
But it doesn't know my house is its
right,
home.
I get that. It just is gone. How does it know? That's funny.
Anyway, somebody's stealing pigeons from New York, and we don't know who it is. However, there is a woman in the article who goes by the name Mother Pigeon.
Oh, of course.
And she feeds the birds, as they say. Mm-hmm. And she also dresses like a pigeon.
Now, that's where I draw the line.
And she has some theories. So she was convinced that it was the owner of this shop that sells pigeons. And she was certain that the brothers who own this pet store at the edge of Bushwick in Brooklyn were the suspects.
Culprits. Okay.
Yeah, the culprits. And so she started protesting outside of their shop. And they're like, we're not doing that. But the reason that she thinks that is because she's convinced that they are selling it to people these pigeons to people in Pennsylvania. And the reason they would be doing that.
Okay.
Is because in Pennsylvania, here, it is legal to do this thing called flyer shooting, where
oh no. So like instead of clay pigeons, real pigeons.
Yeah, and you hold them and then throw them up in the air.
It is clay pigeons. That's exactly okay. That's probably where they got. That's why they call them clay pigeons.
Well, yeah.
Because at one point in time, it was real pigeons.
Well, but it would make sense if they were just flying by and you were like, I want to
Right. I get that. But this, you throw it up in the air and you oh, God.
Like you have a captive pigeon. You throw it up in the air. Then you shoot it. That's the sport.
Right.
That's dumb. And so she's convinced that they are... Because they come at them, it's like a fucking cartoon, like Inspector Gadget or something. They come at these pigeons with like a net, and that's how they trap them. And there's like CCTV video footage.
Well, then I kind of believe her now.
We just don't know who's doing it. I know that that's what's happening, but I don't know how.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
there's a crime ring of people stealing pigeons, then transporting them to another state.
They just put them right in the trunk.
Wow.
Yeah. And then go to PA.
I didn't see this one coming. I
know. It's disgusting.
That's terrible.
I kind of don't feel bad about it though, because those guys are gross.
Pigeons?
Yeah.
I don't mind them that much. I think they're not that gross.
Oh, they're not.
Because I think I think if you took a pigeon and you took it out of the city environment and you put it in...
Why are they always in a city environment, though?
I know.
Like, they aren't in fucking
What
Erie.
Is that about? And then it wouldn't be, like, gross if they just made their nest out of things other than fucking razor blades and barbed wire. Right?
You're, like, talking yourself out of it.
I mean, I'm just saying that they look intimidating when you see them on the streets and they're being gross and they're just
so
look gross.
Bold.
And then if you were to just take one to the countryside, you'd just be like, oh, look at that little bird. I think it wouldn't be that. They look like mourning doves to me.
Mm.
They don't look very different.
I'm not big on them either.
I've also never seen a baby parrot. Not parrot, pigeon.
Oh my God.
Just like, where are they?
Point. Right. It's like, it feeds into the theory that birds are drones.
Right.
Yeah. Where are the babies? Show us your babies.
Yeah.
Then maybe we'll feel sorry for you. Yeah. I've never even seen a small one. They're all the same size. It's like they're clones. Thank you for listening, everyone. Don't forget, you can join our trivia nights, and it's such a hoot.
Woo!
We are having so much fun. Go to thebraincandypodcast.com. You can join our Patreon, which is all of our challenge content, our reality TV stuff. Patreon.com/braincandy. And please use our codes. It really helps keep the show going.
I'm so mad. I opened my brother's. He's having a baby. He had a whole bunch of stuff in his freezer because they've been like stockpiling food. One of our sponsors, I go, you better have used my code for that.
Oh, no.
Didn't use the code.
Unforgivable.
I said, you're basically dead to me. What are you doing? You stockpiled your fridge with one of our sponsors because you know they're fantastic, and then you didn't even use my code, and I could have gotten you a big old deal. So now you're overpaying. Who's the fool?
Yeah. Dumb.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We love you.
Love you. Bye.